What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Married to Medicine didn't come on. I didn't see a link for it last night. I was going to come down here and talk about it today, so we really don't have anything to talk about, so I just wanted to, start with some news and announcements. I have a couple questions for you guys, too, and you can get down in the comments. I want to know what you think. The video that I posted on the community page yesterday with a woman, I can't remember her name. I want to say it was Elizabeth. I feel like it started with an E. That she was talking to a camera crew and explaining the Monopoly board when it comes to the access and economic footing that Black people have in America. And she used Monopoly as an analogy, and it was just so perfectly stated. And then I also posted Tanya TKO's video in there where she was really talking to Black people in other countries, continental Africans, specifically Nigerians, based on a comment that she was reading that some people there are saying, if I was in America, what would I do? You Black people are lazy and all of this other stuff, we have that kind of tension between Black Americans and Black Africans. And it's always, you guys are lazy. They take on the ideas and the stereotypes that have been fed through them, really through media. She just went off. But not only did she just go off on that specific type of comment, she made some other comments within her rant that were very poignant, and I posted it to the community page. So she's really angry, and she has a right to be. We have to stop that. We have to stop that trope, trying to shame or silence Black women who are rightfully angry and expressing that God-given emotion. And rightfully so, not without context or not without any reason. Rightfully so. A lot of us are men, white people. They attempt to silence Black women with the trope angry Black woman or angry Black girl. And I think a lot of us, because we do sometimes participate in that respectability and we don't want to be seen as that, so we kind of muffle ourselves. And it's to nobody's benefit when we're silent, when we're not speaking up, when we're not saying how angry we are. As you can see globally, there has been a response to injustices that are happening, tactics that are happening, not only in America. I was just watching a video in Paris, and this cop was on a dude's neck the same exact way, So it's not just here. And what I understand, well, we have to understand is a lot of these law enforcement agencies and militarized police officers and police organizations, they get their cues from Americans. They get their cues from the way that Americans are policed. And it's happening all over. So we see how angry people are. So it's not to anyone's benefit to, try to be demure and docile and meek and proper and ladylike, right? You have a right to be angry. There's nothing that takes away from your femininity, from your performance of femininity when you're angry, okay? Don't let people say, oh, that's something that men do. That's an emotion that's, you know, it's for men to get angry and holler and scream like that. It's okay for women to get angry. It's okay for y'all to be angry. So she's angry in the video, and she has every right to be. I appreciate her because she just is unapologetic. And that's what I love about when people are unapologetically who they are, and when they don't allow people to try to attempt to silence them. You can't do that. And I was watching old videos of Louis Farrakhan on Donahue and you know, clips from speeches and things like that. And just 30 years ago, saying the same exact thing. You know, saying the same exact thing. Oh, you guys just need to forget about it. Slavery was, you know, so long ago. No, it really wasn't. Slavery really hasn't stopped. And we all know this. I know you watching, you know this. Slavery hasn't stopped. They just figured out a way to put it in the Constitution. That's why I keep saying, that's why I always say the Constitution needs to be restructured and deconstructed and restructured, because originally it wasn't meant for us. It didn't have brown, dark, copper colored people in mind. It did not have us in mind when it was created. And then it was, you know, amended and some other things were added. And it's like, okay, here, let's include the niggas now. You know what I'm saying? But Tanya TKO's video and the other woman, let me get her name for you guys. Kimberly. I don't know why I thought it was Elizabeth. I don't know why I saw Elizabeth. Kimberly Jones. She explained it. It's only 6 minutes. I'm not going to play it here. Maybe I should. But she really was very angry. And she has every right to be. Like, people have every right to be angry. Here, as a matter of fact, I am going to play it.
There are the protesters, there are the rioters, and there are the looters. The protesters are there because they actually care about what is happening in the community. They want to raise their voices, and they are there strictly to protest. You have the rioters who are angry, who are anarchists, who really just want to fuck shit up, and that's what they're going to do regardless. And then you have the looters. And the looters almost exclusively are just there to do that, to loot. Now, people are like, well, what did you gain? Well, what did you get from looting? I think that as long as we're focusing on the what, we're not focusing on the why, and that's my issue with that. As long as we're focusing on what they're doing, we're not focusing on why they're doing. And some people are like, well, those aren't people who are legitimately angry about what's happening. Those are people who just want to get stuff.
Opportunity.
Okay, well then, let's go with that. Let's say that's what it is. Let's ask ourselves why in this country in 2020, the financial gap between poor blacks and the rest of the world is at such a distance that people feel like their only hope and only opportunity to get some of the things that we flaunt and flash in front of them all the time is to walk through a broken glass window and get it. That they are so hopeless that getting that necklace, getting that TV, getting that change, getting that bed, getting that phone, whatever it is that they're going to get, is that in that moment when the riots happen and if they present an opportunity of looting, that's their only opportunity to get it. We need to be questioning that why. Why are people that poor? Why are people that broke? Why are people that food insecure, that clothing insecure, that they feel like their only shot, that they are shooting their shot by walking through a broken glass window to get what they need? And then people want to talk about, well, there's plenty of people who pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and got it on their own. Why can't they do that? Let me explain to you something about economics in America. And I'm so glad that as a child, I got an opportunity to spend time at Push where they taught me this, is that we must never forget that economics was the reason that black people were brought to this country. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Do you understand that? That's what we came to do. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Now, if I right now decided that I wanted to play Monopoly with you. And for 400 rounds of playing Monopoly, I didn't allow you to have any money. I didn't allow you to have anything on the board. I didn't allow for you to have anything. And then we played another 50 rounds of Monopoly, and everything that you gained and you earned while you were playing that round of Monopoly was taken from you. That was Tulsa. That was Rosewood. Those are places where we built black economic wealth, where we were self-sufficient, where we owned our stores, where we owned our property, and they burned them to the ground. So that's 450 years. So for 400 rounds of Monopoly, you don't get to play at all. Not only do you not get to play, you have to play on the behalf of the person that you're playing against. You have to play and make money and earn wealth for them, and then you have to turn it over to them. So then for 50 years, you finally get a little bit and you're allowed to play. And every time that they don't like the way that you're playing, or that you're catching up, or that you're doing something to be self-sufficient, they burn your game. They burn your cards. They burn your Monopoly money. And then finally at the release and the onset of that, they allow you to play, and they say, okay, now you catch up. Now at this point, the only way you're going to catch up in the game is if the person shares the wealth, correct? But what if every time you share the wealth, then there's psychological warfare against you to say, oh, you're an equal opportunity hire. So if I played 400
right, we're giving you a handout,
and I had to play and give you every dime that I made, and then for 50 years, every time that I played, if you didn't like what I did, you got to burn it like they did in Tulsa and like they did in Rosewood. How can you win? How can you win?
The crazy part is, this is all based on the color of our skin. Isn't that crazy? That's the crazy part of it. It's just, that's it. That's it. That's it. And you have to ask a person, why are they angry? You have to ask a person, you tell a person to be quiet. You tell a person, oh, get over it. It happened so long ago. There's some successful black people, and the only people they know to call out are entertainers and athletes. And these people that have these ideologies and feelings about black people and any dark complected people in their color group, in their ethnic group, because I kept saying last night, wherever there is a color wheel of complexions, anti-blackness is practiced. Understand that. Understand that. I'm telling you, I was raised around a predominantly Latinx community. And they don't call light skin, light eyes, blonde hair Mexicans güeros for nothing. That means white. And they don't call black, the ones with darker skin, negritos, mayates, black, nigger. Okay? And then that's the reason why when it's time to speak up for other black people who are considered other, when you're not straight or a man, that's why we speak out. That's why we get angry. I'm gonna let sister finish here.
You can't win. The game is fixed. So when they say, why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything. That's
one of the greatest gripes that I have. Especially, and that those words not only come from non-black people, they come from people of color, and they also come from black people. Why y'all burning y'all stuff down? Who owns anything around this motherfucker? That's what I want to know. Who are you talking about? You burn down your own neighborhoods. What are you talking about? Do you know how many store owners drive out, drive into to open their stores? They don't live over here. You know what I'm saying? They don't live in those neighborhoods. They don't live in those communities. They drive in and open their businesses. So when you say, oh, you burning down your own things, you burning down, you got to understand it.
We don't own anything. Trevor Noah said it so beautifully last night. There's a social contract that we all have. That if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken.
And that's why defunding the police makes so much sense to me. It makes so much sense. You have paid a third of your city's budget goes to the police, and crime hasn't changed. There's a problem. Crime is still the same. It hasn't changed. And now you got all these policemen who drive into these areas, don't live in these areas, don't know these people, don't see these people, patrolling neighborhoods. They've already been fed over the years media influence that black people are this and black people are this and black people are this. Then you go into work for the slave patrol, and they indoctrinate you even more. Black people this, black people this. Profile. And it's not just law enforcement. Like this morning, I just saw go in a pharmacy, Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens. Why are all the black hair care products locked up? Because you think black people steal. Huh? We're just going to call a thing a thing. So where you cannot say, oh, you walk through this world, you always got a chip on your shoulder. It's always about race. God damn it, this country's, the thread of this country is soaked in blood of black people who were just being black. And you have cops harassing. You have white women thinking that they can say that they're managers of a store and you're supposed to get out of line. I'm so glad that Native American girl slapped the shit out of that bitch. Who the fuck are you, lady? You gonna tell that girl to go back to Mexico? You white lady. And let me finish playing this, sister. Baby.
Social contract is broken. Why the fuck do I give a shit about burning the fucking Football Hall of Fame, about burning the fucking Target? You broke the contract when you killed us in the streets and didn't give a fuck. You broke the contract when for 400 years we played your game and built your wealth. You broke the contract when we built our wealth again on our own, by our bootstraps in Tulsa, and you dropped bombs on us. When we built it in Rosewood and you came in and you slaughtered us. You broke the contract, so fuck your Target. Fuck your Hall of Fame. As far as I'm concerned, they could burn this bitch to the ground. And it still wouldn't be enough. And they are lucky that what black people are looking for is equality and not revenge.
Baby. Sister, Kimberly Jones, baby. She said it. You lucky folks is out here just looking for equality and not revenge. And that's your problem. And that's the problem. And then I'll show you this.
Quote Bedford-Stuyvesant.
This is
in my time. But I would like to say
let me tell you what this is, what you're listening to. This is a clip of Minister Louis Farrakhan on Phil Donahue's show. And I remember watching Phil Donahue when I was a little girl. And I remember these videos or these shows that Phil Donahue would have. And they would always have, black nationalists, black extremists come on the show. It would either be Khalid Muhammad or Minister Louis Farrakhan. And they would come on and answer questions and it's the same conversation. This clip that I'm about to play you is from 1990. 30 fucking years ago. Okay? 30 years ago. This is a clip. Listen to this white woman say she's afraid of the violence.
was brought up in, quote, Bedford-Stuyvesant in my time. But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing, that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us.
Isn't that what Kimberly said? You're lucky that the people are asking to be treated equally on all playing fields. That's what people are afraid of. That's what white people are afraid of. And the fact is that they are slowly becoming a quote unquote racial minority in the United States. And that's what they're afraid of. That's why they want white women to have babies. They stop having babies. So they losing ground. And now their women are going over to black men. So they're not these white men who want to maintain a power structure in this country. It's going away. That's why they was down there dressed like Target employees with tiki torches. So people have a right to be angry on across the board. And me myself, I am, and you, like, if there is a space, like I asked this question last night on Twitter, and I was just thinking, like, what's going on? Like, okay, so my question was, my first question, and maybe you can answer this, who has the power and privilege to speak up for black, straight, cisgendered men? Who has the power to speak up for black, cisgendered, heterosexual men? That's my first question. My second question is, who has the power and privilege to speak up for black LGBTQ plus persons? Who? And then my last question is, who has the power and privilege to speak up for black cisgendered women, whether they are lesbian or heterosexual? Who? I want to know. Who has the power and privilege to speak up for those three groups of people? And if you figure that you are a person who has the privilege to speak up for a group of people, I think it's a perfect opportunity to educate yourself so that you can use your privilege where you can. And that's it. Okay? That's all I have about those questions. I did want to make some statements. Oh, don't tell me that I forgot my... Girl, I went out of the house and forgot my stuff. Okay, let me hear. Here we are. I wanted to say, I posted it last night. These are a couple things I wanted to talk about. New York Governor Cuomo pushes to pass the Amy Cooper false accusation bill. It's basically a bill that has been out since 2015, I want to say. They've been trying to get it through, where it says that if you make a false accusation, a 911 call, and make a false accusation based on race, gender, or religion, you can end up 3 to 5 years in jail. Where is the time? 3 to 5 years in jail. So I keep saying those things need to be considered hate crimes. You know what you're doing. You know the intent behind it. We know that white people often use law enforcement to do their dirty work. We've seen it over and over and over and over again. We know that they know that when I call the cops on you, they're going to believe me before they believe your black ass. They know this. You cannot tell me there's any person in this world that lives in the United States of America that is oblivious to the racism in this country. You cannot. Because this is a racist country. It's a racist country. It's a racist country. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, and I'm glad that is being that is being pushed through. Also, the FBI has opened an investigation on the death of Breonna Taylor, who was killed by police in Louisville. We already know that. We're glad that the FBI is opening the case because still the officers have not been arrested who ran up in her house and shot her. And then turned around and said, trying to put her boyfriend in jail because he shot back. Wait a minute, you coming in my fucking house shooting and I get in trouble for shooting back at intruders? Bitch. When I tell you this country is psychotic, it's psychotic. So I'm all for defunding the police, putting the funds into education, technology, healthcare. That's where then you will see small businesses. Yes, you will see crime go down. And this, oh, well, you know, the black on black crime and this and that. Yes, black on black crime. That's what y'all always say. And you use it as a way to justify a black person being killed. Well, y'all kill each other. That don't have nothing to do with it. The white on white crime rate and the black on black crime rate, according to the Bureau of Justice, are, hold on, I think I have it in my phone. I used to keep it in my phone as a talking point so I could bring it back. So I could bring it back. I can't, it's not in this, it must not be in this phone. It must be in another phone. It must be in another phone. But they're very close to each other because people kill who they are around. Right? They don't talk about white on white crime because it doesn't help when a cop, it doesn't help the narrative, is what they say, the narrative. It doesn't help the story to talk about white on white crime because we know that let's just kill the black people. Just kill the black people. We could say, you know, they kill each other. I mean, so why can't we? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. What else? There was Breonna Taylor, and then it was the Eric Garner. This is it here. Eric Garner bills passed. It is the Eric Garner anti-chokehold bill in New York. Now, New York, a lot of law enforcement agencies, because that's how they would use a chokehold, and many people were dying. They banned the chokehold, but they still continue to use it. Now they're saying if you use a chokehold, here it is. Hold on. I want to get the stipulations. It's considered a felony, a Class C felony now. If you here, I want to get the better details here. Yes, it can be charged. You can be charged. The bill would make it so that a police officer who injures or kills somebody through the use of a chokehold or similar restraint can be charged with a Class C felony, punishable up to 15 years in prison. Now, the chokeholds were banned in 2000. The bill, no, he died in 2014. They banned chokeholds in 1993. So the person who did that to Eric Garner, he should be in jail. And then also the young man who filmed it, he just got out of jail. You know, they harassed him for filming that, and he was in jail for like, he's been in jail for 4 years, something crazy like that. He just got out of jail due to COVID. There's a lot of things going on. People have a right to be angry. I have, like I said, I didn't have anything to talk about today. I just wanted to come down here and just talk about just different things. I do appreciate the fact that the entire world is in a movement, and a lot of cases are being reopened. A lot of people are just re-looking into things. But I'm just saying, use your privilege where you can. As a cisgendered black woman, I'm able to speak up for the LGBTQ community. That's my privilege, right? With what little privilege the diva has, honey. That's where people see me. That I get people sending me emails. I used to get inboxes all the time. It's like, damn, you speak up more for gay folks than you do for black people. I'm talking, they black. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm speaking up for black people that are gay or lesbian, bi, trans, queer, questioning, whatever. That's where that's how you use your privilege. That's how I've always been taught. You speak up for the people who can't speak for themselves. Yes, they are speaking for themselves, but you use your voice as well, right? Because a lot of the times the things that happen to them are perpetuated against them are from the hands of straight people. So as a quote unquote straight person, then I don't like to use the term straight because it's like this default, and people think that it's a default. It's a box that's checked off when you are being created. Like, okay, well, you're automatically straight. And then when you get out of, you can choose. No, I don't believe that. I don't even want to get into that conversation. So I don't really like to use the word straight because it's almost as though that's the default programming of a human being. And it's not. It's a lie. That's a lie. Let's see. Oh, did you see the Democrats come out there with their kente cloth? Child. Where is Yaya? Which this fake, it's not even real kente. This is not kente cloth. This is fake. This is fake kente. Remember when Yaya got on and they were trying to play her? I thought you would go for the kente cloth. Yeah, I figured you would. That's why I went for the cowboy hat. This is fake kente. I don't even pick this up. This doesn't even deserve to be picked up. Some fabric you got off of damn 9th Street downtown in the damn fabric district. Shit. They looked a mess. And let me tell you something. The Democrats, I think the black people, the blacks, are tired of the Democrats. They getting tired of y'all. And y'all got to do something. They talking about, the defunding the police. That fat Oompa Loompa, that fat Oompa Loompa, pig flesh, waste of flesh, racist, disgusting piece of shit of a president. Oh, that felt so good. He says they're not defunding the police. They're not defunding the police. How you use a military style police force? You ain't even, you dodged the draft, what, twice? Bone Spurs. I love when Joy Behar calls that man Cadet Bone Spurs. I holla every single time. What else is happening on the thing? Yeah, so people got a right to be mad. Use your privilege where you can. Use your privilege where you can. See, yeah, it says that they passed the bill 140-3, and the 3 people are, let's see who they are so you can know. LaPetrie, Leor, and Lawrence voted no. Peter Lawrence, District 134, Lee Petrie, District 9, and Kieran Leor, District 150, Hopewell Junction. Peter Lawrence was D134. Is that District 134? Rochester and Michael LaPetrie, District 9, Massapequa, New York, voted against Eric the Eric Garner Act and are all up for re-election in November. Vote them out, and vote them out like you cannot breathe, honey. Vote them out. Vote them out. Kieran Leor, Peter Lawrence, and Mike LaPetri. If you're in those areas, make sure, because they voted against it. They want cops to be able to just be able to do what they want to do, right? I'm all for defunding the police. I think that is a wonderful idea. That's the start. That's the start. Take the money away. Take the money away. Michael B. Jordan got up on stage talking about he has an making all inclusion clause in his contracts and production companies and stuff like that. I wanted to know if that extended to his love interest, because Michael B. Jordan has been known to make specific requests that his love interest be of a certain complexion. And then go back to Africa. Go back. If you don't like it here, go back. If you don't, let me tell you something. It's a Farrakhan clip for every single thing, baby. Here, let's play it one more time. Hold on, let's play it one more time, baby. I want to make sure this thing comes on.
Understand. I've been listening in this corner right here, and I've heard a whole lot of negative things from the white people here. When you are trying to explain yourself, the white people don't want to hear you explain yourself. They drown you out. They start already trying to drown you out and talk over you. There's a certain amount of white arrogance here, and they don't want to listen to what black people are saying. They don't understand because they don't want to understand.
This is 30 years ago.
I heard a woman here say, go back to Africa. Somebody said, we have a black holiday. What does that mean?
You're the black president.
He did not say that. He said, we have a choice. What some of us can go and some of us can stay.
You know, when you tell us go back, please remember where you came from. When you want to relegate somebody to a specific place, just remember what your origin is in this world. Please, yes. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I want you to understand that you, wherever you are on the earth, you're not a native anywhere. You came there and took it from the native people who are there. So please don't talk about going back, because if others talk to you about that, where would you go?
Where would you go? And that's what that indigenous woman told that white woman in that gas station. That white woman walked up and said she was the manager. Number one, you're not a manager, you're a patron. You see the psychosis, right? You're a patron. You walk up and you say you're the manager. You tell the man who's filming, don't film and don't use curse words with me, but I'm gonna call her a bitch. Don't call me a bitch. She's the bitch. You could say it with her, but when it's referring to you, gotta spell it out. And then you walk over there and tell her to go back to Mexico. Where are you from? Bitch, where the fuck are you from? Where are you from, bitch? Where are your ancestors from? That's exactly what she told her. Where are your ancestors from, bitch? Then go back there, wherever they from. Wherever you want to find them. Wherever you can find them. Wherever you can find them.
An audience of intelligent people, I would like to just take a moment to say to you that I really don't think you fully understand what has happened to these people that you look at as second class or inferior citizens in this nation. Black people who were brought to this country were stripped of their names, language, culture, religion, God, and taken totally away from the history.
And that's why when you get people practicing indigenous religions, rituals, whatever, all of a sudden it's wrong. Oh, you're of the devil. No, this is where your people are from. You need to get back to that. Let me shut up. I'll let this man talk. You know who he is.
30 million people who don't wear their own names. They wear your names. Who don't speak their own language. They speak English, which is not their language. They never were allowed their own cultural expression of Africa. Don't you realize that when you turn a people upside down and inside out, then sell them not for a day, not for a year, but for 300 years, and deny us the human right to know, to read a book, to learn, to understand. And then after 300 years of that, you allow us into the church, but by that time you've painted Jesus white, God white, the angels white, and then all these black people have been subjected to a form of white supremacy, which produces in the reverse a black inferiority. And this is fulfilling what Jesus said, as a man thinketh, so is he. And as long as our people think the way they think, we will never be able to do what we as a people should do to correct our condition.
Over here.
And so that's why when we speak with pride and when we speak up and speak loudly and unapologetically, it's a threat, because you're not supposed to be proud of who you are. We've created a system for you to feel bad about who you are. That's why when these people are chanting, I can't breathe, no, y'all need to be chanting, I can breathe. I can breathe. That's what you need to be, because they want the breath is what they're afraid of, right? So when you out there chanting, make sure, and if you can, please, everyone watching this, please get the word out. Stop chanting that you can't breathe. Our words, our spirit, our ancestors are so powerful. The universe is so powerful. It will listen to us, especially in unison, in one voice, as loud as that is. The vibration of that is powerful. So we need to take the power back and say, no, motherfucker, we can breathe. Please spread that word. Please, wherever you can share it today, if you know any community organizers, they need to be saying, I can breathe. There's too many people wearing a proclamation on their shirt. Do you know the energy that you call onto yourself? Just like I got on, remember a few months ago, I got on that t-shirt company where the black woman is the most disrespected woman in America. No, motherfucker, take that off. We don't wear that shit. You don't wear no shit like that. You don't wear everything is a vibration. Everything. This black is a vibration. Do you understand me? The words is a vibration. These tattoos, it's a vibration. Do you understand me? So when you wearing words and putting words on your body, understand you are calling that vibration to you. So stop saying you can't breathe. Because motherfuckers, you are here. You can breathe. And that's the problem. They are afraid of our breath. And when we breathe in unison like they're doing globally, they have a problem with it. Because it wasn't built like that. It was built so that you can feel bad about yourself. So that you can feel inferior. You're not. Speak up. And where you have privilege and power, speak up. Because you are not without power, ladies. You are not without power. That's why you step back and allow these men to step up and speak up. I know you, if it was my brother, my uncle, my cousin, they need to feel the same way. If it was their sister, if there was their auntie, it was their wife, whatever. When you, please stop saying you can't breathe. Say, I can breathe. I can breathe. Okay? You all take care of each other and protect your energy. Peace.